Joe was a jerk.
Didn't mean to. After all, what we've been through.
Well, I was pregnant with Dottie when he left us.
Men come in different shades.
He was running around with Sandra, and she had a little girl that was a year older than Mike. I think it affected Mike a whole lot. Gary didn't know. Gary was baby. He was just a year old. He didn't really remember him, but Mike was 4.
The way I felt.
He called one time when Dottie was about 10, 11 months old and said he wanted to get Mike and Gary to come down. And I said, no, if you take 2 of them, you have to take all 3. So he did. Maybe 4 to 6 years later, he saw him again. He didn't see him.
Don't seem so good, but what's worse if they could? Would I change my ways? Wasted times and broken dreams.
I really never thought of that. I don't think I did. If I did, I'd run away probably.
That's all I see these days. These days.
We had moved to Gonzales, and I was standing at the sink washing dishes, and Mike was in back of me, and he said, you know why I hate my daddy? And I thought he was talking about Doug, and I said, what? He said, you know why I hate my daddy? And I said, what? He said, you know why I kind of don't like my daddy? I said, what? I mean, 'cause I was just blown away. And he said, you know why I really don't like Joe Howard? I said, Mike, what are you talking about? And he said, you know, when I had my 6th birthday, I called him to tell him I was 6. And he said, I already have a little girl that's 6 already. If I had my life to live over again, that's probably the only thing I'd change, is that I would make certain that I took the kids down there every other week and, you know, to see them.
All I see these days.
Their friends would call me Miss Howard because they still went by Howard. Or they'd call Doug Mr. Howard, which Doug didn't much care for. Mike said, you know, he said, we need to all have the same name. And I asked Dottie and Gary, and they said, yeah, we need to all have the same name.
Betty referred to that she would have made, taken the kids to see Joe, their dad, and all of that, and I was always glad she didn't. I agree with her. She's right, but I didn't have to compete. They were like my kids. I don't know how you tell the difference. It's who raises them or who gets raised. That's what it's all about. The blood don't mean anything. Yeah. It don't count.